Hello, readers. Welcome to another reading class with me, Miss Taylor. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you're here. All right, are we ready to read? Do we have our textbook? Check. Do we have our bookmark or a finger to follow along, to track? Do we have our workbook? Check. Do we have a pencil? A pencil. All right. If you don't have these things, please pause the video, go and get them, and then come back. All right, some things we're going to remember today. We're going to track with our finger. We're going to read each word carefully. And we're going to pay attention to end marks. All right, some of our goals for today, we're going to read with accuracy. That means we're reading each word correctly. And we're going to use some expression, some feeling in our voices. All right, we're going to understand what's happening in the story. Oh, I get it. We're going to make some connections to how characters are feeling. We're going to enjoy the story. We know that reading is thinking. There's so many things going on in our brains. As we are reading, we are making connections to characters. We're visualizing. We're kind of painting pictures in our minds. We're asking questions. We're summarizing. We're predicting. We're synthesizing. We are inferring. We're figuring things out. All right, so before we get to our story for today, we have a vocabulary sentence. This is our new one. The new exhibit displayed mysterious fish. All right, so what word describes things that we don't understand? Mysterious. What word means an arrangement of things for people to look at? Exhibit. What word means showed? Displayed. Nice job. All right, we're going to find lesson 31. It is on page 151 in your textbook. Excuse me. Page 151, please join me. And we have our word lists here. Let's take a look at column 1. All these words have more than one syllable. The first syllable of each word is underlined. Word 1, what's the first syllable? Half. And the whole word? Half folded. Now, if we were in school, we would be talking about the word half. It kind of looks like half. It has a silent L, doesn't it? And if we were in school, we would put that word half in the word jail, or Miss Lund has a word dungeon, of course. But it's breaking a rule because it looks like health, but it's actually the word half. So word 1 is half folded. Word 2, what's the first syllable? E. And the whole word? Eagle. Nice job. Word 3, first syllable? 4. And the whole word? Forgot. Nice job. And word 4, first syllable? Mon. And the whole word? Monster. Nice job. Let's try it the fast way. Half folded. Eagle. Forgot. Monster. All right, let's go to column 2. All these words have an ending. Word 1 is leathery. What word? Word 2 is breathes. What word? Oh, actually, word 2 is breaths. Oh, there's no E. Word 2 is breaths. Oh, Miss Taylor got confused. Yeah, if there's an ES, it's the word breathes. Whew, but that's the word breaths. Isn't it? I think so. Okay, Miss Taylor was checking. It is the word breaths. So like if you hold your breath like that, or if you you kind of have, let's see, we could say if you were kind of counting between your breaths, that would sort of like that. Okay, but that word is very close to the word breathes, so be careful. The word breathes has an ES. So I learned from my mistakes. Okay. Next word. Word 3 is instantly. What word? Word 4, mouthful. What word? Word 5, immediately. What word? And word 6, lying. What word? Nice job. Let's try the fast way. Leathery. Breaths. Instantly. Mouthful. Immediately. Lying. Nice job. All right, and column 3. In column 3, these words are a little bit tricky, so let's be careful. Word 1, what word? Started. Word 2, what word? Stared. Word 3, what word? Sailed. Word 4, what word? Slid. Word 5, what word? Spread. And word 6, attract. All right, let's try it the fast way. Started. Stared. Sailed. Slid. Spread. Attract. All right, nice job. Let's go ahead and look at part B, the monster. Just as Edna was going to tell Carla about the tree in the book, remember, she recognized the tree from a book about dinosaurs. A loud flapping sound came from the sky. A huge bird-like animal sailed down from above the jungle. It wasn't a bird because it didn't have feathers. It had large wings that looked like leather. So not a bird, didn't have feathers, but it had wings, but they looked like leather. The animal had large, sharp teeth. As the animal got close to the ground, Edna could see that it was very big, bigger than an eagle. The animal flapped its leathery wings loudly as it landed in the middle of the clearing. When it landed, the girls could see it more clearly. Carla whispered, "What is that thing?" Edna said, "It's an animal that lived 100 million years ago." Oh my goodness. 100 million years ago? So not just a million years ago, 100 million years ago. Edna and Carla stared at the animal. It was on a rock with its wings half folded and its mouth open. Everybody, let's look at the picture. Are its wings flat against its body? No. Think about how you would feel. Let's make a connection to these characters and how they're feeling. How would you feel if you were that close to that creature? Let's get out of here, Edna said. The girls began to sneak down the path toward the beach. Suddenly, the ground shook, and there was a terrible crashing sound. The ground shook again. Edna couldn't tell where the sound was coming from. She ran from the path and hid behind a vine-covered tree. Then she realized the crashing sound was moving closer and closer. It was coming from the beach and moving down the path toward the clearing. A small tree crashed to the ground right in front of Edna. Above her was the form of a monster. It was standing in the path that Edna and Carla had followed. Edna could smell the animal. It gave off a smell, something like garbage. Ooh, stinky creature. Edna instantly recognized the animal. Tyrannosaurus. Ah. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine seeing Tyrannosaurus in a jungle? Oh, I would be pretty freaked out. The monster moved so quickly that Edna could hardly believe it. Like lightning, it turned its head one way and then another. Its mouth was open and it seemed to be smiling with teeth as big as knives. The huge bird-like animal in the clearing spread its wings and started to flap them. Immediately, Tyrannosaurus turned its head in the direction of the animal. An instant later, the monster was running toward the winged animal. Ooh, let's predict. Do you think the animal's going to be able to get away from the Tyrannosaurus? With each step, the ground shook. As Tyrannosaurus ran toward the clearing, its huge tail followed. It hit the tree that Edna was standing behind. The tree cracked. Edna went flying into the soft plants that covered the floor of the jungle. My goodness. So Tyrannosaurus was running and its tail hit the tree that Edna was standing behind. And she kind of went flying into the soft plants behind it. So we can figure out something about Tyrannosaurus's tail. What can we infer or figure out? It was really big and strong. If it cracked a tree, I know my cat has a tail, and if my cat's tail hits something, it's like a little feather. But Tyrannosaurus's tail cracked a tree and sent Edna flying. Before Edna could stand up, she heard noises from the clearing. There was a leathery, flapping sound. Probably the winged creature. Then, there was a terrible crunching sound, like the sound of bones being crushed. Ay. Okay, it doesn't tell us what's happening, but again, we can infer, which means we kind of use clues from the story and what we already know to figure something out. And what we know is that when there's kind of crunching sounds like bones being crushed, oh dear, maybe that animal is being eaten. And there's kind of clues in the story that have led us to that conclusion, right? Ooh. There were 3 squawking sounds. Then there were more crunching sounds. Oh dear. Edna got up and started to run. She ran down the path toward the beach. She made her legs move as fast as they could, and she kept telling them to move faster. She told herself, "Get out of here! Get out of here!" She tripped and almost fell. "Don't fall," she told herself. "Run," she told herself. "Run and don't stop." She wasn't thinking about the noise she made as she ran. She wasn't thinking that Tyrannosaurus might hear her. She wasn't thinking about anything but running. "Run," she told herself. "Don't slow down." So Edna's talking to herself, trying to just get herself to safety. Run, don't stop. She noticed that there was a large snake on the path right in front of her. So she's running away from Tyrannosaurus and the bird-like creature that's being eaten. And she sees a big snake on the path. Oh my goodness. It was yellow and black, and it was at least 3 meters long. So if you stretch your arms out, remember that's 1 meter. 3 meters long. Oh my goodness. But she didn't even slow down. With a great leap, she jumped over the snake and kept running. When the girls had gone into the jungle, the path had seemed long. Now it seemed longer. It seemed as if it would never end. "Run," she said out loud between her breaths. "Run, run." Please read the rest of the story to yourself. Be ready to answer some questions. If you're not finished reading, please pause the video. So when did Edna's mind start working again? For a while, like her mind wasn't working, and then it started working again. Yeah, when she finally saw the beach. And why hadn't Tyrannosaurus heard Edna? Yeah, it was too busy eating that flying bird-like animal. And why didn't Edna think that she would have made a very good meal for Tyrannosaurus? She thought, I wouldn't make a very good meal. Yeah, she was too small. So after Edna was on the red sand beach, she realized that something was wrong. What was wrong? Carla was missing. Can you imagine if you were running away from a big creature with you and your friend, then all of a sudden you got to safety and you looked, where's my friend? How do you think she must be feeling now? Yeah, worried, scared, maybe a little bit guilty for running away and not noticing where her friend was. Whew. All right, what's next? You're going to reread the story on your own. And again, think about how you would feel if you were in this situation. Also, keep thinking about what we can figure out, what we can infer by using the clues in the text and what we already know in our minds. And then you're going to complete your workbook, submit some photos, read for 20 more minutes, and thank you for continuing to do a great job on your complete sentence answers. Today, your homework is to do 2 complete sentence answers for number 11 and 13. Let me just check here. I think 11 and 13. I think so. So, number 11 says, as Edna ran through the jungle toward the beach, what did she see on the path? So you're going to write, Edna saw blah, blah, blah on the path. Remember the huge snake. All right. So have a wonderful rest of the day, readers, and I will see you again soon. Bye.